Hello plant friends, my name is Victoria and you're watching Plantastics. If you didn't know this, I've been gone for 3 weeks and I put all of the living wall into these giant Ziplock bags. So I'm just going to be showing you what happened over those 3 weeks and what I've learned from it. So without further ado, roll the intro. Okay, so first we're going to look at the Miltoniopsis orchids. So they seem to be doing pretty great. They don't really seem to have been upset by being in a bag for 3-4-ish weeks. Okay, so as you can see, I finished putting up all the orchids. Next we have a couple of Hoyas. So this is Sarawak, and it's put out a ton of new growth. And then this one put out 2 new leaves, not as much as the Sarawak. So this is the first anthurium we're going to be opening, and this is Anthurium regale. Okay, so this is a very fresh new leaf. So that's really cute. Next are some anthuriums and hibiscus, and this cord is here because they are on a heat mat. So I'm going to open the big bag first. There's a lot going on in here. Okay, so first, the largest. It's really difficult to get them out because they're all tangled. This is the variegated vitifolium. So it's got some new leaves like this one. So it's pretty nice. And since this one's so large, I'm going to try to put it up top so it can kind of just take up more space. And it'll probably end up getting moved down again. We'll see. Next is my silly goofy boy, Medusa. And we have a new emerging leaf here as well. This one is normally up here somewhere. Next is the Warquinum. Not really a lot of change on this one. Next is Anthurium doricii. This one's kind of in a rehab state. Next is Anthurium silver. I can't remember what it's called, but it blew up. Like, it really blew up. It's got a baby now, like a baby offshoot. But yeah, this one's, I really cannot remember its name, but it's got silver in the name. But yeah, look at that. Crazy. So she is going to go up somewhere where you can see her. Hopefully the leaves will turn more towards the camera. Now this is nice. Let's see. So there were some that I literally chopped up and just to get them to fit, and this Bisei was one of those. Or no, this is a crystallinum. So you can see it's got a new emergent leaf, and this was the original one. So I'm going to try to get this one to face out. This isn't permanent. I'm probably going to end up switching them around again. So this is a seedling. I mean, it's just really blown up. So this is a Forgetii dark form with SKG silver. And as you can see, it kind of got pressed up against the bag some. Next is Anthurium Silver Peru. As you can see, it was a one leaf chunk for a really long time, and apparently it found the will to live when it was in this bag. So we're gonna put this one and try to tilt the nose of it down. Okay, so we have a few more anthuriums. So here are some more seedlings. Here is a Bisei crossed with an unknown. So it is annoyed, and you can kind of see it's gone crazy. It was this teeny tiny little thing, and now it's just kind of taken off. Next is this one, and it's one of my favorites. I'm curious to see how it ends up turning out. And it is a Crystal Lux crossed with Antigua. So you can see it's very silvery in the vein area, like right in here. It's got a really nice sparkle to it. Here is my Polynera, and it got knocked down. So it's doing pretty well. Here is a Papilionum, or a Pappy, and it's the Indonesian form. So you can see it's put out a lot of new leaves, and I just accidentally knocked this entire bucket over on the floor, so everybody's kind of dirty. Here is a Forgetii seedling, so it's doing pretty well. Next is Midnight Madness, which is a hibiscus, and I might put this on the wall. I just might. Here is Bayou Rose, and it's a hibiscus. And the last hibiscus is Queen of Dreams. Next, we have our monster anthuriums. So I'm gonna open this begonia first, because it's literally trying to break free. So we got several in here. This one put out one new leaf. I'm probably gonna leave it in here. This one came back from the dead. This is the one that did the best. So as you can see, it has just gone completely crazy. Here is a Hoya. It didn't really go that crazy in the bag. This one definitely had a lot of growth. And this is Hoya Bella. Here is Black Margins Hoya, and it's gonna stay in the bag. Next are the monster anthuriums. Wow. Okay. So we got some inflows, which is nice. I don't know which one to get first. I'm gonna get this one. So this is my Dot Block Magnificum Cross F2. It came from Canopy Plant Co. And it did pretty well in there. It also grows really well in the ambient humidity in my home. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. And I moved it into a pot. I had it in a bag up here, so I'm gonna have to re-pot it somehow to get it to fit back. Next is this Anthurium Chocolate. It has black flowers and the leaves are pretty dark as well. So it's kind of cool. And I had it in a ball of moss. So I just put the moss in this pot and I'm going to figure out a place to put it. Here is Hoya Wendland Geary, and it has like pigtail inflows, but also whenever it puts out new growth, it also looks like a pig's tail. It's very curly. So this one kind of got pushed up against the bag. And all the nozzles are going to have to be recalibrated because everybody's in a new place now. Next is Bisei, and it did have an inflow and it didn't survive. So it's spent, so we're going to take it off. And we have a brand new leaf coming out. So we're going to put this one towards the top because it's so beautiful and it needs more light than some of the others. Next is Anthurium luxurians, and as you can see, it put out a new leaf. And then we also have a third one coming out right here. I like how some anthuriums have like red roots. You can see that, like, that's a red root. So this one was originally at the top, and I'm gonna need a ladder to get up there. So we're gonna put this one to the side as well. Okay, there's two more. So this one put out this huge leaf in ambient humidity in my house, and it is pretty large. I would say it's pretty large. And it's also putting out a new leaf here. So this one also goes at the very top, and I'm going to use a ladder to do that. This one is my favorite. It is Anthurium luxurians crossed with radicans, and it blooms for me constantly. As you can see, it's got 3 inflows. This one's definitely spent, so we're going to take it off. And then I have these other 2 here, and it's just, oh my God, it's just a really great grower. So it's really nice. So in conclusion, if you are in a place where you need to completely leave, whether it is suddenly or you know you're going to go on vacation, what you can do is you can get these super large Ziplocks with your anthuriums, and what you're going to do is I watered everything and let it drain, and then I like shook it dry and let it sit so the water would drain out further, and then I put them in the bags and I sealed it off completely. I didn't leave any space for any air to come in, and no one watered them. They were under my Barina T5 grow lights, and they were able to do just fine. The moral of the story is that you can put your Multoniopsis orchids, Hoyas, as well as anthuriums, your high humidity loving plants, in these bags as long as you're not going to overwater them. So I didn't do that, so I didn't have any root rot. I was able to see through the containers on each and every plant because I used the clear ones. So you can do that if you are going on vacation or if you suddenly need to like evacuate or something. The only thing is that you're going to need, like, here I have these plastic bins because the Ziploc bags are not firm on the bottom, and that's how you're going to transport them. So if you are going to have to get everything in bags and like go somewhere, whether it's moving or evacuating like from a hurricane, that would work well for you and you wouldn't be at a loss. However, you would still need to put them under some grow lights. I wouldn't recommend putting them in sun because you don't know how strong it is, but if you do have grow lights, you can put them under there, especially if that's what they were used to. So yeah, it worked, and some of my plants grew way more than I was expecting. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange the living wall with all the new growth that I have, and I'm going to water and fertilize everybody because they haven't had fertilizer of any kind in over a month, and get back to the usual in watering and taking care of everything on the wall. So it worked out. Do you have a favorite anthurium? Be sure to comment that below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you next time. Goodbye.